So posters, the important thing to know about posters is they are hung in public places and they must be seen from a distance. So you're going to be walking around and you see a poster from a distance, and it depends on where the poster is hanging. Sometimes you might be at a show already and in the lobby, and that's where you're seeing the posters, so you're not going to be standing that far away from the posters. In other cases, you will be standing far away from a poster, and somehow that poster has to catch your attention, and you want to be interested in it enough to want to walk up to it and read the information. So, and in a poster, so a poster is print and it's large, so the images have to be high resolution. They have to be 300 dpi for a large poster. In our case, you can use 150 dpi because we're not printing huge scale posters for class. But if you were doing this for a print job, a real job, you would scan your images in at 300 dpi or make sure to take pictures at a high resolution so that they print well at a large size. You cannot go to the web. You can't go on the internet and just grab pictures off of the internet and then put them into your poster because they are low resolution. So for a website, you use 72 dpi versus print, which is 300 dpi. There are websites in which you can find larger images. So this is just some general advice that I had to put down. So when you're listening to a client about what they want for any kind of work, but we're talking about posters, really listen and watch the client. Let them talk. If the client keeps saying, "I hate yellow," remember that. Put a note down. They don't like yellow. That doesn't mean you can't do a design with yellow in it, but honor their request. Do what it is that they want, but also you can put a design in there that you think might be best as well. Become familiar with the client's business. The more they see that you know about them, the better chance that they'll trust you and follow your lead. So seem interested, or actually be interested. And general advice, pay attention to detail. You don't know how many posters we see and like the name of the play is spelled wrong or the name of the director is spelled wrong. Make sure you get those details correct. The type, the kerning, the leading, the image choice, they all matter. Use a dictionary or go to dictionary.com or whatever it is, but really make sure that your type, everything is spelled correctly. You can use a thesaurus to help you expand on ideas. If you're really stuck, use a thesaurus. There are all kinds of words that might give you some more ideas. It's sort of like sketching. Jot down ideas whenever they come to you. You might have a little notebook you carry around. Just write down ideas in your little notebook. Simple is usually better. Treat your work as if it will be displayed at a museum. I mean, really treat it, be serious about it. And good design is good business. You get more work from good design. So this is an old poster. You'll be seeing slides on the history of design, but I wanted to put this in here. This is one of the first color lithographs, and this is Toulouse-Lautrec, 1900. And a lot of the influence here comes from Japanese prints. So you see all of these beautiful organic forms. Here's a poster which is very clever, La Bohème. It's sort of like a poster within a poster because you have this beautiful La Bohème poster and then this photograph of this couple kissing sitting in front of the poster, and then the whole thing is a poster. This is a poster that was used, it's such a different feel. This is a poster used for CCA, which was called CCAC. The posters were used as a series. And they had a low budget, so they just used black and white. But this was for an experimental typography exhibit. So this particular poster, the audience would be design students, artists, designers. So this is going towards that kind of an audience. Here's another one from the series. And another one. These are interesting. These are wallpapered. These were wallpapered all over this mall because the mall was soon to be opened and needed something on the walls. And so these soon became a collector's item. This is a poster for music, and it's the Funk Brothers, although it kind of looks like Funny Brothers. It's the Funk Brothers. And if you're doing a poster for music, the poster needs to feel like the musical style. And this does. This also looks like they took a photograph and made it, sort of vectorized it, traced it, which you will learn how to do. And if you can't, this is a great way to make art. If you cannot find an image for your poster, you could find an image, make it black and white, up the contrast, and do this live trace and get great effects. This is a poster that's in our book, and this is showing to make an emotional connection to the audience. So for this particular kind of a poster, the Miami Rescue Mission, you want to make that emotional connection with the audience. And also this designer used humor to reach out. Obviously, a panda isn't sitting up in a tree holding the sign, so it was probably photoshopped in, but it's cute. The Pretenders. So in this case, the type and image really complement each other. And as for visual hierarchy, you see the visual first and then you read the words. And all of this has this kind of cool pixelated feel. And I'm not sure how this type was done, but there are so many typefaces out there you can download for free. This is a poster for a lecture about design that was happening in Iowa. So it's really clever by using this corn. And then this is such a completely different feeling when we were talking about contrasting colors. This is a one-man performance, and it's this guy, and it's called Freak. And it just creates a complete mood about sort of what this guy's one-man performance would be. Bright color palette, vibrating pattern background, cartoon typography. So what you need to have for any concert, any performance, is the name, any names of people who are in that performance, directed by, and how you get the tickets, when it is, the date. Those are the things that you have to have. This is a very clever poster. This is a poster for a Thinking Creatively conference. The designer wants to show that imaginative things can happen. What does it mean to be creative and collaborate? So I don't know if anybody played this game, but as a kid, many of us played this game where you take a piece of paper and you draw the hat and you fold it over and hand it to the next person, and they draw a face and they fold it over and hand it to the next person, and then you pull it open and it creates this funny person. And that game has a base in the Dada movement, where this was called the exquisite corpse. So an exquisite corpse. So this was a really, really clever way to create a poster whose obviously designers are going to be seeing this poster, so they're going to get that is a reference to this particular movement. And here's some posters. This is Herbert Matter, 1935, and this is an interesting poster because of the scale of objects. This is a tourist poster for Switzerland. So you've got this huge face with this glove and this tiny little tram in the background and this angled type. And this is Paula Scher, who is a famous designer and worth looking up. And this is her take on Herbert Matter's poster. So this is homage to Herbert Matter. So she designed a swatch poster for the watches in this particular style. And you've got that little skier and that odd, huge angle. And then this is a play poster. So completely different feel, huge images from the play. Often when you're doing a poster for a play, you're going to get images from, I don't know, the director of the play or whoever took pictures during dress rehearsal or something, and you can use those. Here's another one. So this is kind of nice because you've got this big type that's going down the side, bleeding off the side completely. So it's cut on the edge of the type. And David Mamet, the playwright, is right in this D, which is it pops out against the pink. And this interesting image. Totally different. This is for a jazz festival. These posters show the improvisational nature and playfulness of jazz. So, given this is obviously very hard to read, this must have been shown at the jazz festival. So, these are people who are already interested in jazz, and they are at a jazz festival or in an area for concerts, and so they would be attracted to this. If you just put this up on the street, people may not know what it is. Here's another one. I love the keyboard. I love the sort of piano keyboard all over the place here. And this is another, it's called Demon. But lining up the text here, this takes a lot of work. And this yellow type against this white type really makes this information stand out. So when you have a chunk of information like this, it's very important to be careful with every piece of type. Another one. So these are all put on by the same company, and that name had to go consistently in one place. So I guess it was chosen that it went in the left-hand upper corner. Created for a musical theater company. Here's another very different feel. This looks like it's hand drawn. And many of you probably do draw well, so if you do your own illustrations, you can scan them and use them in your work. Another poster for a play.